All right. Well, today we are going to be looking at Banner Self-Service 9, and this is the upgrade to the registration screens. This upgrade is replacing what we currently use as South Scheduler. Basically, South Scheduler is a third-party program, and what we did was you would go through PAWS to get to South Schedule, but you would leave PAWS, pick out your classes, then when you hit the registration button, you would go back into PAWS to actually register for those. One of the things this allows us to do is to not have to leave the PAWS system, so you can go all the way through and cause less problems with that. So let's get into that overview and we can kind of see what we've got going on. The screens for registration can be accessed in two different ways. One, you can get to those screens through using this page here, which is a public facing page of southalabama.edu/schedule. You can also get to the screens through PAWS. These would be public areas that you could access through PAWS. You would have to have a sign in order to reach them. So if you went to southalabama.edu/schedule and click on the dynamic schedule at the bottom, this will take you into the new registration screens. You'll see we have 6 areas here: prepare for register, plan ahead, view registration information, register for classes, browse classes, and browse course catalog. The 2 links that are public or anybody can log into are the browse classes and browse course catalog. When you go into these links, if you click on, for instance, browse course catalog, it's going to take you to a term selection screen. By selecting the drop down, you'll see the current term. You'll also see that you can go back into past terms. This would happen if you wanted to look at the catalog or the bulletin from a previous term, say September, or say the spring term of 2015. You could scroll back all the way to that and select that to look at past classes. Today, we're going to focus on the current semester. So spring semester 2022 will be our selection. We'll click continue. And then it'll bring us to a search screen. This search screen will become very familiar through most of the screens that we look at today. It works pretty much like a Google search. It's a smart search. So when you click on it and start typing, it starts filtering through the results. So if we wanted to select English, we would do that and then select the English and search. What you'll see is once it brings up, you have a screen that has the breadcrumbing at the top. So if you need to go back to the registration screen or back to selecting the term, you could. It tells us there's 128 courses in our results for the spring semester with the subject of English. It gives the columns such like an Excel spreadsheet where you have the title of the course, the subject, the course number, hours, and descriptions. When you look at those columns, since they work like Excel spreadsheets, you can actually shrink the column or expand the column if there's something more that you would like to read. You can sort columns that have the arrows at the top. So for instance, in the course number, if you wanted to resort that to bring the higher numbers, you were looking for a 500 or 600 level class for graduate, you can bring those to the top and be able to see those first. Over on the right-hand side, you have the search again button if you want to go back and do another search. And then down at the bottom, you have your navigation buttons. It defaults to 10 results per page. That can be changed to 15, 20, or 50 results per page. You can also scroll through the different pages here as well if you're looking for another course. All right. When you look at the courses, we're going to go back to the 101 course and bring it to the top. If you click on the title of the course, it'll give you some more details about that course. So the box that it brings up gives me the course description. Now, since we're searching for the catalog, this gives us the generic catalog description for this particular course. It also tells us any restrictions, co-requisites, prerequisites, or fees associated with the course. Let's go back and search again. This time, as we clear the screen out, we're going to search for a public speaking class. Now, it does not come with any matches for this class because public speaking is not a subject. It's actually the title of the course. So if I clear that out and go to the advanced search, Now I'm able to search not only by subject and course number, but keywords, titles, levels, the college, all the way down to the credit hour range. So if I come into title search and here I type in public speaking, when I search, it brings me the result of the class public speaking, but I see that it's in the subject of communications and it's the 110 course. When we look at the details of that course, again, it tells us the description, restrictions, co-requisites, prerequisites, and this one does have a fee associated with this course. You can see how it would display. So we close that and go back to the search again. You'll see that we have the options. We could search by, let's clear this one out. Let's say we were looking for those higher range English classes. So we select the subject of English, and we're not sure exactly what the course number is, but we do know that it's a 500 level course. If we type in 5, we are also able to use the percentage sign as kind of a wild card to allow us to search. So now when I search, I will get English, and I'll get anything in the 500 levels. So now we're going to go all the way back to our registration screen. That covers the Browse course catalog. Much the same way the Browse classes section allows us to look for individual sections in a term. So for instance, we can scroll back and look at past schedules. They are view only, but if we wanted to see what kind of classes were offered, maybe in summer of 2018, we can click here and do that. Again, we're going to focus on 2022, so we're going to click continue. Here's our standard search screen we'll see in most areas. We search for that English class. Now when I search and have the 101, I'm actually seeing sections of 101. These are individual classes. So again, I have the title and the subject, the course number, but now I have the section number and the CRN there, as well as the term and instructor. All the way over to the details, I have the meeting time. So it's a Tuesday, Thursday class from 8 to 9:15. And the status shows this class is currently full. The 100 has plenty of seats remaining. Under meeting times, if I expand that column out, I'll see that it not only gives me the meeting time, but also the room number and the start and end date for the class. Start and end dates are not so much important for the spring and the fall term, since most classes run for the full term. But during the summer, this will be helpful to understand if a class maybe only runs for the May term. Maybe it only runs for the first section of summer or the second section or the full term. So checking out those start and end dates might be helpful in planning for your schedule. It does list the instructor in this column, and if there's an instructor listed, if you click the link there, it does bring up the name of the instructor and the email address for the instructor, if that was information that you need. You'll see also now when we click on the title and get the details, there's a lot more information listed because we're drilled down to an actual section of the class. So we have the class details. You'll have a bookstore link, course description that is now specific to this class, restrictions, the instructor and meeting time, enrollment and waitlist information, co-requisites, prerequisites, cross-listed, linked sections, and any fees that are associated with the class. We can go back and search multiple areas and look at different classes in the current schedule. Let's go back to our registration screen. Now, like I said, these two areas right here are public facing, so you can use that southalabama.edu/schedule to get to those. But any of these other areas, you would actually have to go in through PAWS to get there. Now, if you were going to PAWS, you'd simply go to our website, and under the website, under logins, you can go to student login, click on PAWS. It's going to allow you to log into PAWS. And then once you are logged in under student services and financial aid, registration, and then the register drop classes will take you back into this screen that we've been looking at. The first step you would probably take as a student if you were coming into this area would be the prepare for registration screen. When you select prepare for registration, it's going to pull individual information about the student, and that student, based on the term, is going to be able to see, are they able to go ahead and register for this term? Now, right now, I'm not currently a student, but it does show what my primary curriculum would be. It also shows that my student status prevents registration, that I do not have any holds or any status that would prevent me from doing as well, like probation or dismissal. If I were a student and I was set here, I could also see my time ticket and when that opened up once they're assigned. So I would encourage students first to go to this area and see, do they have any holds that are going to prevent them or when their time ticket opens up? So they'll actually be able to do registration when their time comes. The next section we want to look at is the Plan Ahead section. Plan Ahead is a new section that we have in here. It's going to be replacing the Favorites section. In South Scheduler, many students use favorites to kind of plan their schedule ahead of time so they would know when their time ticket opened up which classes they wanted to take. In order to do that now, we use the Plan Ahead section, and when we click on that, we're able to develop up to 5 plans per semester that we're registering for. So currently we have a plan in here that we were using the other day. We'll go ahead and delete that one out. And it shows us that we're allowed that 5 plans for this term. So we're going to create a new plan now. The first thing I notice is that same search engine comes up and we can search for the classes that we're wanting to do. So if we search for the English class and we know we want 101, you'll see English Composition 1, English 101, and then we can view the sections for this course. Once I select View Sections, I see all the classes offered for English 101. And over here in the meeting times, I can choose which one best fits my schedule right now. So let's say I want the Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:10. If I click Add that to my plan, you'll see 2 new boxes appear. One shows us a visual representation of our schedule so we can know where this class lands in our week. The other one shows a summary of the classes we've selected down here. In that summary, again, we can see the details for the class if we wanted to select it. We can also see that we can put a note for that class. Maybe this is one that we want for a favorite professor, or this is our top choice. We can make a note. You can also make a note for the entire plan that you're making here. You'll see our status, though, says that it's currently pending. And then in our actions, we have actions we can take, either adding or removing that from this summary. Now, to take these actions, you would have to click the Save Plan button down at the bottom. And once I select the Save Plan, I'll give it a name. And you'll notice that the status has changed from pending to planned, and the color has changed over here on our visual representation so that we know those classes have been added to our plan. We can continue to add classes. So if we go back to our search results and search again, let's say this time we want to search for a biology class. Once we select biology, we'll take the 101 again and we search. See that it's biology 101. We click View Sections. And now we're able to choose a class that possibly fits our schedule. And let's say we take that Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 9:55. We'll add that and it's pending. It shows on our visual representation again. Now we don't have to save that change. We can leave it there and go back and search for other classes. So let's say we want to also add the lab that goes along with this 101 class. We'll view sections. And we'll choose the lab, let's say the 2:30 lab in the afternoon. And you'll see we've added that to our class as well. And we can continue to go through and add any class that we want to our schedule. Let's say we also want to add a history class. And let's take the 121 history. Oh, we did not find any 121 classes offered. How about 122? Again, there's no currently available classes. So we're able to look for those. How about up here on 101? There we go. We have some classes here. It does tell us some of these are full, but they do have wait listing on these classes here. Let's go ahead though and first select the one at 12. We'll add that to our schedule as well. We'll see how it appears. Now, once we're finished, we can go back and forth all day long and pick out classes. Or maybe we run out of time and we need to move on to something else. So let's go ahead and save this plan so it kind of locks it in for us. You'll see our colors change over here. Now I know I have these loaded onto my plan. If I need to remove one, I could do the drop down here and delete it off my plan. But right now we're going to set with this and say that's how you make a plan for your upcoming registration. Let's go all the way back to the registration screen. This last tab at the bottom here says view registration information. As a student, you should see your current schedules listed here. Since I'm not a student, I don't currently have anything in this blank, but currently you would have your past schedules and your current schedule as well. So if you want to go back and see maybe what you took when you were a student 2 summers ago or last fall, you can look at that schedule and get information as well. The final area that we're going to look at today is the register for classes area. Like I said, I'm not a student here, so currently I do not have any ability to go in and register for a class, and registration is actually closed right now for the spring. But I do have some screenshots to kind of walk us through what those will look like. Once you click on the register for classes link, it'll bring you into the same search screen that we're used to seeing. However, this time you'll have 4 tabs at the top of the search box. One, you can search for classes just like we have been, the English 101 or maybe History 101, and add that directly to your schedule or add that to your summary. You can also search by CRN. So if you know the CRN for a class, maybe an advisor is giving you a CRN or you've looked that up, you can add that CRN and click and add it directly to your summary. You can also register for classes with the plans that you've made. So once you've made a plan, if you click on the plans tab, you'll see it displayed. If you go through that plan, you can add classes. You can do that individually by clicking the add button next to the class. Or if you want to select add all, maybe your time ticket opens up and you want to select add all, you can click that button and it will add all the classes down to your summary. They'll all be in a pending status. Once you click the submit button, then those classes will be registered for. It's important to note, if you do not click the submit button, then it will not register you for the classes, even though they appear in your summary. Once that submit button is clicked, you'll know it's happened because all your classes will turn to a color coded on your summary. You'll also see the status is that you are registered for those classes. Now, once you've registered for classes, if you continue to search and add classes, the system will let you know if there's a time conflict for the current class that you're looking at. So maybe you're registered, but you want to put something else in there and it doesn't fit, it'll show you that. If you need to drop a class, you can go into your summary again after you're registered. Under the actions, you would select drop course and then your submit button, and it will remove you from the class that you're registered for. If you select a class that is waitlisted and is full, you can add that class still to your summary down here, and you would select waitlisted from the actions there. Once you select waitlisting, you won't be registered for the class, you'll be placed in the class's waitlist. Works the same way waitlist does now, that once a seat does open up for that class, then you'll receive an email notification to your JAGMail account. You'll have a 24-hour window in which you can go in and register and accept that seat for that class. So you would need to go in and change that to register and click submit in order to receive that waitlisted spot. The 4th tab at the top under register for classes is schedule and options. This allows you to see your current schedule. It will also allow you to see the visual representation of that schedule. From here, if you needed a hard copy for that schedule, you're able to print it as well. You would simply select schedule and classes and then click the print icon there, and you'll be able to print this out so that you'll have a hard copy printed out of both the visual representation and the listing of your classes. If, for instance, you needed more information on this, I do want to point out that you can go to our website. It's under Students and Registrar, or southalabama.edu/registrar. On the main page there, you'll see updated steps to register for classes. If you select that link, you'll be brought to a help page. Basically, it tells you with bullet points how to register for classes by CRN and plan and search. There's also 2 help documents on there, creating a plan for registration and registering for classes from a plan. So if you select that, you'll see a help document. You can print that out. but also has screenshots and step-by-step instructions on how to register for classes. If you run any problems and have any questions about how to register for the class, you can reach out to both your advisor or the registrar's office. We'll be happy to help with the system and hope that you're able to navigate it pretty easily and is an improvement to what you're used to using.